Okay, episode 2, so much time passed for you. I don't know what time passed for you. Oh wow, I almost died. I don't know what order these episodes are even going to come out. Like, I don't know what series are going to be first. I don't know if we're going to do one. Oh, okay, you know what? I just died while doing absolutely nothing. That's a good way to start an episode, right? Okay. But, yeah, I don't know when these episodes are going to come out. I don't know what order. It's just going to happen how it happens, and hopefully there won't be too many episodes of this. This is the experimental. Okay, this is where. Okay, then never mind. This isn't that bad. I hate this part. Ah, okay, you gotta line it up just right. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Other things I can talk about. Oh, there was another movie I saw recently that I truly, truly loved. It's called Sing Street. And, oh hey, Chester! Yes, these are discounted items. If you find them in the stages, you get money. They cost considerably less, so find them. But yeah, I saw a movie called Sing Street, directed by a fellow named John Carney, who's definitely one of my new up-and-coming favorite directors in Hollywood. Sing Street's on Netflix, by the way. Please go watch it so you can support him and the film. It's terrific. It's sort of a coming-of-age story about a kid who's at a boarding school in, I think it's Ireland, and he forms a band to impress a girl. And it sounds like kind of generic and boring, sort of, which is probably why it took me so long to actually see it, because Morgan, it's one of his, I think it's his second favorite film of the year, and he loves John Carney. He made another movie called Once that Morgan really loves. That I thought it was good too. But he was telling me how great it was, and I was just like, I might see it. See, what kind of happened was I knew that there was sort of a romance thing going on in the movie, and I had recently gone through kind of a rough patch with a relationship-y type thing, and I was just like, you know, I don't really want to watch anything that's all happy and shit, because it just, you know, it takes you away from your own problems a bit too much and makes you kind of sad, or at least in my opinion. Oh, can I make this? Oh no, can I not make this jump now? I want to make this jump. If I go back, there's the dirt there. Oh no, let me see. Can I bounce on the statue? Damn. Okay, let me. Oh, dang it. Well, nothing ventured, nothing gained. I do not know how that phrase even remotely applies to what just happened. Okay. Oh, and there's a secret area up there. I'm so disappointed. Oh, but Sing Street is... It's such a good movie. It's such a well-written, funny movie with good characters and just a collection of fantastic scenes. Like, I'm not a huge music person. I've only been really into music in like the last couple of years. But there's a sense that like the main character like starts this band and he like really wants to grow as an artist and stuff. And seeing as somebody who's trying to come into his own as an artist, I found that really relatable. And it was well acted. It was well written. Everything about it was perfect. I think. One of the few perfect films I think I've seen this year. It's my second favorite overall. My favorite movie this year is a Japanese film, and I don't know if this is the official title, like English or whatever. I just know that it's translated. It's Your Name, and it's, oh my god, it's so fantastic. I can't even like describe it. It's so good. The animation's so good. The soundtrack's good. The writing's good. It's all good. But best way I can describe it is it's like a combination of Freaky Friday and Donnie Darko, which is like the weirdest combination ever, I realize, but it works. It really does. I mean, Donnie Darko is my favorite movie, so I was kind of... And Donnie Darko is a weird movie, so you don't really see a lot of other films like it, so that was refreshing. It just kind of tackles a lot of subjects similarly, but... And also, it just kind of... This year has been so awful, like, just in general. There's been so many people that have, like, died, and so many people that have, you know, just had a shitty time, and horrible things have happened, and the election made everybody angry all the time with each other, and it sucks. And Your Name was just like this really well-made character drama with a romance subplot that just it really made you root for everybody who was involved in it. And it was simple, even though there's some complexity in the plot. The simplicity of the characters is what draws you in and makes it relatable, and you're like, oh, I like these kids because I have been in similar situations as them. Other than the whole body swapping thing that happens. It's a weird movie, but you gotta watch it. It's so good. It's so good. This year's been a pretty good year for movies thus far, and we haven't even gotten to the good stuff. Secrets. Oh boy. I wish I could say the same for games, because I haven't really been compelled to play that much this year. Honestly, I might have played more of Shovel Knight in Plague of Shadows, I think that's what it's called, than I did in the actual video game sphere this year. I don't know why, but last year was an okay year for video games. Metal Gear Solid 5 and Undertale happened. This year I played the Odin Sphere remake that I really loved, the new Fire Emblem that I really loved. Fire Emblem Awakening is my favorite game ever, so that stands to reason. And yeah, so those are the two games that I really liked. There's another game, Axiom Verge. That was a really good game, you know, because I'm a big Metroid fan, and we haven't had a new Metroid game in forever. You want to get on that, Nintendo, please? Thank you. They're listening. If only. But, yeah, there's just not a lot of games that have really struck me. I'm excited for Pokemon Sun and Moon. That comes out in a couple days, and hopefully I'll be going to the midnight launch of that with my friend, and hopefully we can film it, and then put it on the channel, and it'll be fun. So that means I'll probably start uploading these soon. Oh my god, that's weird. This is currently... I don't even know, it's November something. I don't really care about dating episodes. It's not like it makes anything less relevant, I suppose. Oh, you stop this. Gryffindor. Harry Potter. Oh yeah, there's a new Harry Potter movie, sorta. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. I am quite excited for that. Here's the boss. King Knight's not that bad. Although I will say, he has confetti that hurts you, which is probably my favorite concept for anything ever. Just... oh shoot, I've been using the wrong button. Oh, no, but he has confetti that hurts you, and that's just fantastic. And he's so decadent. I think he's one of the characters that people are gonna play as soon. Not soon, the next one's Spectre Knight. And Spectre Knight's the coolest knight, so that's what I'm excited for. I like Plague Knight too, though. His design's super awesome. Oh wow, I did it! Yay! Oh wow, I didn't even lose that much health either. I was barely even paying attention to the first part of it. I can do things sometimes. That's my motto. I can do things sometimes. Gotta have a little dream. Sleeping by a campfire. Look at that pixel art. God, this game is just so damn charming. It's a good escape, you know? You need simple games like this to get away from the mundanity of life and how complicated it all is. Yay! That's why you need art, man. That's why I love art so much. It's because it lets you escape from all the shittiness. Ooh, there's a thing. Go ahead and do that before I go, just to make some money. Yeah, these are little challenges, little roaming things. The world map in this is kind of like Super Mario Bros. 3, a bit. Although I will say, I think Shovel Knight has a much better difficulty curve than the old NES games that it's inspired by, like Mega Man specifically. I've never really found... Mega Man X is a very different story, but I have never quite found that the classic Mega Man games have had a consistent through line of difficulty. Sometimes they're just way too fucking hard, and it's just not fun. But this game comes along, and it's more forgiving, but it's also just better designed. It's not, Mega Man, you can just... if you don't know the level design front to back, you're probably going to die a lot. This gives you a chance to, you know, get your bearings and stuff. Alright, going back to town, getting all the stuff, doing all the things, whoop-de-doo. Whoa, you have 2 music sheets, I know. I am Kickstarter was in green. That's cute, that's fine. Fine, bye. Thank you, Jay Kaufman, for making a gloriously good soundtrack. Go Titian. How much is a meal ticket? 6,000. I'm not gonna do that quite yet. Once you, like, pass a certain number of bosses, you get an automatic meal ticket. I'm gonna use this to upgrade my magic. Well, actually, I might be able to do both. I can! Yeah, as useful as magic can be in this game, when you get the phase locket, that's when the magic really becomes useful, but health is just generally more important, I think. Yay! You know, the chef kind of looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Conan. Just the hair and the thing, like the... I wish, if only he had a voice actor. Come on, do it! Buy my food! Ah! That was my tired Arnold. I don't know why I did that again. There isn't anything else for you to sell me, is there? I won't believe... Oh yeah, there's this. I'll pass. And I can't afford that yet. But I can't... I think I can go to the Travel King now. This should be interesting. Okay. I'm trying to think of other things to talk... Oh, the games that inspire this. I genuinely do think that Shovel Knight is a lot better than some of these games. Maybe not like Super Mario Bros. 3. Even though that game has a weird difficulty line, it's still super well designed. Personally, I'm more of a Super Mario World fan myself. And here's the Troupple King. He is a trout and an apple. And he is adorable. Aid me. Thank you. And always get health. Other two are... Well, the invincibility one helps, but when you have the phase locket... Oh boy. Here's the dance. I'm just gonna I'm gonna take my coffee now. Because he's just gonna dance, and we're gonna enjoy it. It's all a musical number. And I sadly don't care for a lot of musicals, actually. Like, in and of themselves, like Disney musicals I really like, but actual film musicals, like, I hate Moulin Rouge a lot. Honestly, I don't like anything Baz Luhrmann's ever made. Just a lot of music, even Chicago, like I don't like it. It's not bad, but I don't like it very much. But, you know, what are you gonna do? I like a lot of Disney ones, though. I guess my favorite animated Disney movie is probably Mulan. That was when I watched on VHS. Yeah, remember that, kids? VHS? That was a thing that happened. Yeah, I watched that a lot on VHS as a kid. And there's a lot of parts in that movie that are, like, really fucked up and weird. Like massacres happen, and it's got kind of a weird tone thing, but I still really like it. And I like Mulan as a character. She's not a Disney princess, but she's a Disney princess. She's the best, because she saves China. They also don't have a straightforward romance in that movie, which is, like, really weird. I do like most of the 90s, Disney films, though. Alright. Time for Spectre Night. Like, there's movies like Pocahontas. Like, Pocahontas isn't a very good movie. It's really boring, and the history is, like, ridiculously nonsensically bad. Like, I know you don't have to be historically accurate to make a good movie. Like, I firmly believe you should do whatever it takes to make your story interesting, even if that means, you know, bending reality a bit. Like, Steve Jobs. Like, that movie... Or was it just Jobs? The one that was written by Aaron Sorkin. The good one. The Fassbender one. Like, all of those things didn't happen in Steve Jobs' life. It wasn't, like, totally accurate. But it was, like... It was honest to the character, and that's what made the movie good. And so, you know... But like, with Pocahontas, it's just, like the settlers in that movie... They, like, come looking for... Oh, damn it. Missed it again. I do this all the time. They come, like, looking for gold. And it's like, I mean... No. And then they try to dig for it, and it's like, you don't dig for gold. That's not how that works. This guy's running around without his head. He's just lost. We've all been him at one point. Right? I feel like him now. Wait, is this a thing? Oh, no. I don't do that. Oh, yeah, I'm supposed to bounce on him. I think he'll respawn. Whatever. I do what I want. Okay. Come here. Boy. There we did. There we did. I can't grammar. Okay, all the ghosts come out of the graves. The ghost mechanic in this stage is really fun. I love the Castlevania theming. Castlevania is another series. Most of the challenges in that game are not super fair, but that's kind of what makes it part of its charm. But I love the aesthetic. It works here really well. Oh, got him. Oh, this guy. Oh, this guy. He's gonna hop around. Does he have laurels? What are you, Julius Caesar? Great Caesar's ghost? Your little dagger. Fun. Wait, is this? No. See, I sometimes just get mixed up where all the secrets are. Look at these electric frog things. It's like a Pokemon. Don't do that. Electric. Yeah. The electric slide. Oh, man. I just wanted to sing the electric slide, man. Don't get me down like that. Alright. Oh, man. Well, this is just phenomenal. Some ace-level gameplay you got right here, man. Speedrunners? No. I am the champion. Perfect. I did it. Oh boy, here's the dark part. The dark defense against the dark arts. Harry Pooper. Comedy. Go away, ghost. Just little subtle things, like little animation on the candle. Love that kind of stuff. A lesser game would have just had it be like just a candle, and that's it. But no. You see love in the details. I think that's true for everything. Like, if you can break down a movie scene and use it in, like, where every shot means something in terms of the scene, like, it's not just there because it wants to show a character talking. Like, a really good basis for... oh, dear. For looking at movie conversations, I think, is Silence of the Lambs, because every conversation between Anthony Hopkins and Jodie Foster in that movie is a power struggle. And it's shown visually, like, the camera will be tilted up at Anthony Hopkins when he holds the power in the scene, or it'll be tilted downward on him where Clarice holds the power, or stuff like that. And, like, that kind of stuff's really subtle, and you don't notice it, and it's not obvious, but the director... it's like subliminal messaging. The director knew that most people wouldn't notice that, but is still hinting at the overall, like, thesis of the film via that. Oh gosh, what other... I'm trying to think of things that I've watched just to talk about, because that's usually when I... okay. Nope. Alright. Nope. Oh god. Got it. TV's hard to talk about nowadays because, you know, Netflix exists, so television, I have watched a lot of TV this year, though. What's on right now? Oh, Westworld! I need to catch up on Westworld, damn. I love, that show, by the way. I love, like, Michael Crichton in general, I really like as an author, and, you know, Jurassic Park, one of my favorite movies. And, I actually really like the original Westworld film. And apparently it has something to do canonically with the show, I think. I think the show is like an unofficial, or maybe, no, maybe it is official, sequel. And I really dig it. The original is a fun movie. It's an interesting, like, ahead of its time film. Aw, damn. Didn't hop on it like I thought. But it's just kind of dated. But it's still worth watching, I'd say. But the show is much better. It's like Blade Runner and Jurassic Park had a weird baby. And, you know, you say that and it's like, Blade Runner, Jurassic Park? What the hell are you talking about? And exactly, that's what makes the show interesting. And it's kind of got this whole, like, mystery thing, and that's actually what worries me, is because J.J. Abrams is one of the producers and Jonathan Nolan is a writer. Oh, man, I can't. Oh, yeah, this is what I do. And, you know, J.J. Abrams did Lost, and as much as I like Abrams as a director, he's a very talented director, very good visuals. I mean, Force Awakens, I guess, slightly any opinion anybody has about Force Awakens is controversial. I really like that movie. It's a very well-directed film. I think even people that don't like it will tell you that it's a very well-directed, well-made film. But, yeah, so it just, the show is hinting at some sort of mystery, and I'm worried that the answer to this mystery may not be satisfactory, just because that's what happened in the past with shows. Some shows I think are really good at, like, the inverse of that. Like, Mr. Robot is a really good show that, like, it kind of blindsides you with its more interesting stuff, rather than just being like, oh, hey, this happened. Oh, boy. But you're really excited about it now. And it's just like, okay, cool. Get over here. Yeah, Westworld's awesome. Everything about that show just kind of works. Whether or not it's gonna stay awesome remains to be seen. But it's got a great cast. It's got Anthony Hopkins in it. He's terrific. Kind of plays a John Hammond-ish character. The cinematography is gorgeous. Like, everything in that show is beautiful to look at. And I'm a sucker for stuff that has really, really good-looking or distinct visuals. Because that's a problem I think a lot of, like, especially, like, modern TV that isn't on Netflix. Like, because a lot of Netflix shows, they hire people to make those that are, like, true artists and visionaries, and they have a plan, and they want their show to look a specific way. And I think that's awesome. But so many shows nowadays, they're just kind of shot in a really bland way, where it's just like, let's show these characters. Like, it was what I'm talking about earlier. Like, it's just, let's have this character in frame because he is talking, and that's it. Like, the shots don't really mean much, which I'm not saying they always have to, but there's just nothing visually distinct about them. Like, that was one thing I noticed. Like, I was really not looking forward to watching the Lethal Weapon TV show, because I really like the movies, and I love Shane Black. He's one of my favorite and, like, just one of the best writers in Hollywood. Like, if you haven't seen The Nice Guys that came out this year, do yourself a favor and rent that, because it's great. But Shane Black wrote most of the Lethal Weapon movies. I think one and two, maybe three. I don't remember. But they're really good movies, and they inspired like pop culture. I feel like people kind of forget about them, undeservedly so. So when I saw that, like, oh, we're gonna make it into a TV show, I was like, oh god, if Shane Black's not involved, this is gonna be a disaster. And the show is not horribly written, I guess, but it's so plain in how it looks. There's nothing distinct. Like, the writing is funny at times, but it's not clever in a way that makes you really appreciate it. That makes me sad, because a lot of, like, shows that are based off of films nowadays have been so successful. Oh god. No. Oh, I died. Son of a bitch. But, see, that's the thing, is that I was like, maybe this one will be good. Like, I had doubts when I heard, what was it? When I heard Fargo was gonna be a television show. I was like, really? Fargo? Of all the things? Alright, whatever. And then I watched Fargo, and I'm like, this is legitimately one of the best TV shows I've ever seen. And it, like, actually kind of inspired me to create stuff. Like, I got the idea for the project that I'm currently working on now with Zach and Morgan from Fargo, initially. But yeah, like, it turned out to be one of my favorite TV shows. And there's other shows, like, I am actually currently enjoying the Exorcist TV show, because it's got the same thing going on where it's, like, it's got a vision behind it, and they're doing interesting things with the plot. Like, because I love the original film, and I even love Exorcist 3, which is a vastly underrated horror film. Spectre Knight is going to be challenging. He's kind of hard. But, yeah, the Exorcist TV show is actually really good. The music's great, acting's great. At first I was really disappointed that they weren't doing the whole, like, because the original Exorcist, you spend a lot of time being like, is Reagan actually possessed, or is this an actually explainable scientific thing? And that's what makes the movie really interesting, because not a lot of movies do that. Like, I think The Exorcism of Emily Rose is the other film that did that, and I like that movie, actually. Ah, God, I can't fight this guy. So bad. Okay. But yeah, and they just kind of immediately, with the possession that happens in The Exorcist, in the show, I mean, they just kind of assume, how funny, talking about The Exorcist in the spooky level, but they just sort of assume that it's a possession, like, immediately, to the point where you're just like, that was really weird of you to assume. Why couldn't we have, like, a couple doctors look at the character? But then later it gets explained why, and they have, like, a really interesting twist that they use, and I'm like, you know, okay, that was smart. And there's a lot of good characters in that show. And Gina Davis is in it. I really like her. She's in The Fly. Jeff Goldblum. Oh, you hellspawn. I'm not gonna win this. Fudge. Huh? Okay, come here, you. I'm gonna die. Unless somebody drops some hearts. Oh, man. Well, I can try again. And try not to be as awful. But yeah, Exorcist is pretty good. What other TV shows? There's a lot of TV shows that are based on movies now. Like, a lot. A lot of them. Hannibal, that was one that was really good. The cinematography and, like, vision behind that was stellar. Acting, like, Mads Mikkelsen, man, he's awesome. He was in Doctor Strange. Wasn't playing a particularly interesting villain there, but, Mads Mikkelsen's actually one of my favorite actors. He can make it work. You don't know who he is. You probably do, you just don't know. He plays Hannibal in Hannibal. He was the villain in Casino Royale, which is my favorite James Bond movie. He was the villain in Doctor Strange. He was in The Hunt, which is a great film that came out in 2013? Don't remember. Fantastic film. But yeah, that was a really good show. I'm so upset that it got canceled. They just... makes me so sad whenever something I like gets canceled. And the ending to the show is, like, not satisfactory at all, because you can tell they were really wanting to go places with that show. And they just didn't get the chance to. Oh, you... Really? If you just... I hate that trope in all video games of just touching the bad guy. It means you get, like, hit by him. It's dumb. Stupid and dumb. Oh, you just... You can just... Fuck off. Oh, okay, this is not how I intended this to go. I'm still trying to think of other TV shows that are based off of movies, because there certainly are a lot. Oh, this episode's running long. Don't worry, I'm gonna beat him in this episode, I promise. I'm gonna do it. And I'm gonna think of another TV show. I'm gonna do it. Brain, think about it. I guess could you count? No, none of the CD. I'm thinking of, like, The Flash and Arrow and Supergirl, but none of those... I mean, there was a Supergirl movie, but it was terrible and nobody talks about it. With good reason. The only thing worthwhile in the DC universe right now, though, I'll tell you that much. Yeah, no secret. I do not much care for Man of Steel or Batman v Superman. I have not had such an awful and miserable theater-going experience. Or I didn't even go to the theater. I'll admit that I watched it online. I regretted watching Batman v Superman. I hated it so much. It was awful. Such a joyless, dour film that was just so up its own ass and pretentious and was saying nothing, and it was ugly as sin, and it was horribly edited, and just lots of stuff that... Like, if it wasn't called Batman v Superman, that movie would not have been acceptable to have been made. Like, there are just things about it that are wrong. And I know that the Ultimate Edition fixes some of that, but it's a 3-hour-long film And, you know, people will be like, you just don't like Zack Snyder. That's totally not true. I think 300 is okay. I adore Watchmen. Watchmen's one of my favorite movies in general, actually. Oh god. One hit. I do not want to die. Oh! I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna beat him, I promise. But yeah, and I like Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead remake. But Batman v Superman is just a bunch of boring people pretentiously talking about their purpose and then not doing anything. It's like, if you didn't, like, I love the Nolan Batman movies, but if you took the worst parts of the Nolan Batman movies and you made them, like, into a movie, that's Batman v Superman. And nobody liked it. I mean, okay, like, quote-unquote DC fans liked it. But as someone who has read the comics, I don't quite understand the allegation of, you're not a fan of the comics, so therefore your opinion is invalid. I've read all of the comics that movie is supposedly based on. It is similar to none of them. Like, it's not similar to The Dark Knight Returns, other than the fact that he wears the same suit and that Batman and Superman fight. Like, none of the rest of the plot's in there. Death of Superman. Superman dies in it, and that's the only thing that is the same. I mean, he fights Doomsday, but the circumstances around it are completely different. Not even remotely similar. And there's a couple other things that was based, but it's nothing enough. Like, but that's the thing. It's like, just because you throw a bunch of references in there doesn't make you a good movie. And I don't much care for Man of Steel either. I liked it when I saw it originally, but I was young and dumb. And then I watched it again and I'm like, this movie's stupid. And it has so much product placement that it just becomes obnoxious. See, there you go. I even had a decent amount of health left. That was Jake ranting on the DC universe while he beat up a boss that shouldn't have taken this long. This episode's too long. Bye! That was a really good exit. I'm proud of myself.